Assalamu alaikum, everyone. A very warm welcome to all of you today at WIPCON. It's great to see almost a full house so early in the morning, so I think that's a testament to the quality of this event. And I'm quite sure that you're going to have a day that is engaging, that is inspirational with the lineup of speakers and panelists that we have today. We have approximately 700 people in this room and approximately 300 people in the other rooms. So we have 1,000 people today. We had close to 1,000 people last year. And so I think the WIPCON brand is becoming stronger and stronger every year. In fact, we have now expanded even to Islamabad, where we've had, I think, 2 or 3 conferences already for WIPCON. So the footprint is growing. And as more and more women come into the mainstream in terms of entrepreneurship, into the corporate sector, I hope that WIPCON continues to be the catalyst and the forum that allows women to come together and allows male champions to come together to create more and more opportunities for women in business in Pakistan. I think we have a cross-section of progressive organizations here today, so I'd just like to leave something with you when we talk about diversity and inclusion. I think, over the years, these progressive organizations have in fact led the way for local organizations to also be inspired in terms of adding more and more women into their teams. And I'll give you an example of my organization. I run a company by the name of Pakistan Cables. It's a 73-year-old company, engineering, manufacturing organization that makes electrical cables, and hardly the organization that you would expect to maybe be sort of willing to understand the opportunities that women bring to the table. About 5 or 6 years ago, we probably had close to single-digit women representation. This year, we hope to break 50 women. So that understanding of the value that women bring to the table has very much grown year upon year. And in context of that understanding, we have started a program called Ascend, in which we bring on women electrical engineers and we develop them over the course of their education, and then we bring them into the organization. And it's great to see these young women starting out, when they're sort of trying to find their way in the beginning. And over the course of 4 years, as they come back every summer and winter to work with us, they become more and more mature, they become more and more familiar with the corporate sector, they become more and more familiar with being on the shop floor, which is not normally the typical kind of environment that you'd expect women to be on, but they've flourished in that environment, and the program has doubled. In the last cohort, we took 6 women. Now we have 12 women, and over time, the sort of fabric of the organization in terms of the culture of understanding the value that women bring to the table is becoming stronger and stronger. But just taking a step beyond that, recently I was visiting a clinic in Landhi, and it's run by SINA. SINA is one of the better organizations around in Karachi for sure, and it was quite an impressive clinic. And when I walked in, amongst other things, there was also a room for mental health. There was a counselor. So we got talking to the counselor, and I asked her, I said, what is the sort of demographic that you're sort of primarily engaging with? And what came out of that discussion was that most of the people who the counselor is engaging with are women. And women have, obviously are challenged by mental health issues in that specific area. And one of the most interesting things to me, which I had never thought of, but it's obviously an issue, is that women don't get out of the house. So by virtue of that, they have very limited opportunity to exercise. And the diabetes rate in women is much higher than the diabetes rate in men coming to that clinic. And it got me thinking about, again, the platforms that we have in terms of the corporate sector, in terms of WIPCON, PSTD, and how we can, again, sort of break ground and develop opportunities for women to maybe have sports, for example. And again, within our group, we used to have a cricket tournament. We have a cricket tournament for men. It's, I think, 12 or 13 years old. And a couple of years ago, the women in the group said, well, what about us? We also want to play cricket. And so we gave them, the freedom to just go ahead and like, arrange the tournament. And after that, I think it's now our third year coming this year. Just a reflection of the fact that women want to play sports too, but no one is really thinking about it. And then sports again leads to mental health. I think if you're more active, then automatically that sort of improves your sort of mental well-being. I'll give you another example. My sister-in-law, Hadi Lubaid, she runs a startup called Khelo Cricket. She's very passionate about cricket, and of course, it started out focused on men. But over the last few years, she started a women's cricket tournament in Ramzan, and she tells me every year, Fahad, it's impossible for me to manage the flow of women who want to play cricket. So again, this is an opportunity for us as sort of, there's a cross-section of people from across good organizations to lead the way. Start out small. You can create opportunities for sports or exercise or well-being within your organizations, badminton tournaments, paddle tournaments, cricket tournaments, football tournaments, whatever it is. I think that would be a step in the right direction. The other thing I'd like to very quickly touch upon is people with disabilities. So as you can see, we have someone here representing in sign language. And I think that, diversity is not just about gender. Clearly, that's the first step. But I think that as organizations mature around diversity, they need to look at opportunities for people with disabilities. And you'll have Umair Ahmed from Now PDP. Now PDP is amongst, I would say, in my opinion, groundbreaking organization. I think globally they've won certain accolades for the work that they do, but they do at a multi-level across various different areas, with education, representation, jobs, and so on. They do a lot for people with disabilities. So you will hear Umair speak later on today as a panelist. He's the MD of CEO of Now PDP. And again, once I would like you to sort of marinate that in your brains as to how you can bring more and more people with disabilities in the mainstream within your organizations. Lastly, just to touch upon PSTD, this is an organization which I'm extremely proud to be associated with. I've seen them in the last few years, since as long as I've been involved with them, growing from strength to strength. PSTD is reinventing itself, it's evolving, and it's trying to understand what is the sort of what our target audience needs. And in that, of course, we have conferences like WIPCon, which is in front of you today, but we're focusing on digital learnings, we're focusing on international collaborations, an example of which is our collaboration with INSEAD, which is, again, one of the world's leading institutions for business education. So PSTD is evolving, is growing. Our vision is bridging knowledge globally. And I'm extremely proud of the PSTD team, to put together an event like this and for doing all the things they do. So with that, I welcome you. I hope you enjoy the day, and all the best. Thank you.